Hey everybody, Realm Builder Guy here. Welcome back to the channel and another Castles and Crusades video. As you know, I'm a big fan of CNC. I've already done 2 videos about it, why I consider it the best modern edition of Dungeons & Dragons, as well as why the Reforged edition printing, something you should definitely check out. But today, as I'm recording this right here at the end of March, I've got something really, really urgent for you. It's about Castles and Crusades, but specifically, have you ever wanted to adventure in the dungeon? The dungeon from Gary Gygax? Well, Castles and Crusades is bringing it to life, and it's your opportunity to be a part of that, and that's what I'm going to talk about today.
Some maps are drawn but never followed. Some adventures dreamed of but never experienced. To the Mad Mage, this was the greatest sin of all. He asked each of us, if you really want to be great, how far will you go? For over 15 years, we had no answer for him. Until today. Our journey to Castle Zagyg starts now. The fortified town of Yigsburg hums with life. Traders, rogues, and scholars all gather together on the edge of the unknown. Depending on your neighborhood, the cobbled streets may be lined with strangers of an unscrupulous sort, but make no mistake, the people here hold the key to untold wealth and knowledge. Beyond the town's walls, past the rivers and the rolling hills, the ruins await. Crumbling towers, forgotten halls, and a darkness that stirs again at last. Most who enter the caves below may never be seen again, but those who do emerge will be remembered in legends for generations to come. And beneath it all, deep in the belly of the world, lie the upper floors of the dungeons. In this lightless place, you'll find twisted experiments, lost artifacts, and horrors unseen by mortal eyes. These are the first 5 layers of a labyrinth built by the Archmage Zagyg himself. This is more than a campaign setting. It's a gateway to adventures beyond your wildest dreams. So, will you walk with me, traveler? Don't you want to be great? How far will you go?
So this little product right here, this is Castle Zagyg, Igsburg, actually, the campaign setting, written by Gary Gygax, published by Trollord Games. This is the second printing that came out just a few years ago from the original that came out almost 20 years ago. And they were working on basically Castle Greyhawk and bringing it out. Now, it's obviously not called Castle Greyhawk because that is owned by idiots on the coast, Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, and so they can't use that terminology, so it's Castle Zagyg, but it really is the dungeon and the city of Greyhawk, or Igsburg, that Gary Gygax used in the early 70s and throughout the 70s and 80s, one, to playtest D&D and then run his home campaign in. And they brought out Igsburg. Then they brought out the first few dungeon levels written by Jeffrey Talanian, who designed Hyperborea, which is a game that I love and I will definitely talk about here at some future date on the channel. But then the license got pulled and everything got scrapped and you couldn't get anything anymore. Then, not too long ago, some things changed legally, and I know Luke Gygax was involved. Trollord Games was also there, at least the beneficiary of it all. And that's when this second printing of Igsburg came out, and they started working on the Castle Zagyg project. Now, that is right now live on Backerkit. Link is down in the description. And basically what it is Trollord Games is bringing Castle Zagyg to life now in its eternity, or for eternity, but in its entirety as envisioned by Gary Gygax himself. Now, as you may or may not know, Trollord Games was publishing Gary Gygax's material towards the end of his life, and obviously when he passed away in 2008. And so they are basically the legacy publisher of Gygaxian knowledge. Castle Zagyg is just the next chapter in this, and it's led by Mike Stewart, who was part of the original Castle Zagyg team, along with Jeffrey Talanian. And he's joined by Luke Gygax, Jason Vey, who is also an acclaimed game designer and works with Trollord Games on Amazing Adventures, which is something you should check out as well. And they are rebuilding Castle Zagyg over the course of 2 crowdfunding campaigns. The one is happening right now, so go check that out. Again, link is down in the description. And that backer kit will end on April 4th. Just had to double check. I'm totally prepared all the time prepared. Anyway, and the second campaign will launch next spring. So sometime, I'm assuming same rough time frame, March of 2026. Delivery is basically always a year out. But now let me get into what you get if you want to play in Gary Gygax's dungeon. So it's going to come out in multiple box sets. And we have now, I'm just looking at this first campaign for now because I don't know exactly everything that's coming out in the next one. I have some idea. I was at GaryCon, talked to Trollord Games there a little bit, so got a little bit of an idea, but let's just talk about what's in the current crowdfunding campaign on Backerkit. You get 3 box sets for this, 3 box sets. Now, if you want the physical product, kind of the basic physical product, it's $180. And since it's Backerkit, you can actually split those payments up. So you don't have to, pay $180 right away. You don't get fulfilled until everything is paid. I think it's $45 split in 4 monthly payments. And I think that's a very reasonable thing. I mean, nothing's going to get delivered before the 4 months anyway. So it's a good way to back this project and not put that much on your PayPal or credit card or whatever. So getting into it, the 3 box sets. First, we've got the Citadel, which is actually the town or city of Igsburg, and the Outs neighborhood. Hundreds of hours of adventuring content is just in this. Like I said, I have this. I love this. There's a Darlene map in this. You can actually pick this up as well. If you're just impatient, you want to read a little bit about Igsburg, I highly recommend this product as well. So there you're going to get a full setting guide for Igsburg and the Outs neighborhood, a map of the town of Igsburg, nine interior maps, point of interest. This copy I have right here, that comes with 1 map. So you're going to get 9 maps. There are 600 plus NPCs you can handle with 30 plus random encounters and event tables. What do we have here? 50 random encounters offering hundreds of potential adventure venues on top of it. Orders of battle for everything from goblins to knights. Orders of battle is little something that's here in Igsburg as well. It's very, very Gygaxian in tone. Crime and punishment system for Igsburg. The economy, everything is along with new monsters, magic items, spells, all built for castles and crusades. So you can obviously run this with really anything, especially old school stuff. AD&D would work perfectly with this, but it's built for, or any stats that are there are statted out for CNC. And again, just get Castles and Crusades. It's the best modern edition of D&D. I kind of did a video about that. So volume 2, so the next box set, again, it's a 3-box set you get on this Backerkit. It is the ruins. So you get the Mouths of Madness, the ruins of the castle precincts, towers, castle fortress, the first level of the dungeon, and the Eastmark region detailed. So you've got a setting guide for the Eastmark with 60 geographic locales and the town of Garham, which Eastmark is in this, but this gives you way more detail. Complete setting guide for the ruins of Castle Zagyg, including the upper works, castle fortress, tower walls, Mouths of Madness, etc., etc. A map of the Eastmark region and the surrounding environs, over 1,500 square miles of adventure terrain, and you can run a few years of campaigns just in the Eastmark and Ixburg alone. So not even talking about the first levels you're going to get now in this Backerkit. You get a map of Castle Zagyg and its structures, a map of the Mouths of Madness, Dungeon Level 1, which is the storerooms, 100 plus encounter areas in the castle, 120 plus encounter areas in the caverns and storerooms alone. So, and then box set number 3 are the cellars. So these are dungeon levels. Now we're getting into the dungeon of the Mad Archmage himself. We're going into dungeon levels 2 through 5 plus additional sublevels. So you actually get 7 total dungeon levels. You get 7 maps, 1 for each of these dungeon levels. You get Deep Cellars, the dungeon, the Arena of Death, Arcane Workshops, Black Reservoir, Eternity Galleries, the Catacombs, and 300 plus encounter areas and rooms. Whew, that is a lot of stuff. And there already have been some, I guess, milestones is what you call them or whatever. Some levels hit. They're sitting right now here at the end of March. 25th of March is when I'm recording this. At just over 450,000. So that is getting you a lot of extra content already delivered, especially if you're doing either just the $80 PDF version of all this content. And I've heard some people go, $80 just for PDFs. Yeah, all the work is still in there. And you get a ton of content. If you would spend 10 to 20 bucks per PDF for each amount of content, plus $5 to $10 for every map. Yeah, 80 bucks, not that much. And $180 for all the physical product. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I put my money where my mouth is. I backed at the $180 level personally. So anyway, and they are hopefully going to crack 500,000, which gives you even more stuff. So if you want to adventure in the original Gary Gygax and city of Greyhawk, and the ruins of Castle Greyhawk, of course, Castle Zagyg, I can say this, they can't say that, then you have to do this. If you care about Dungeons and Dragons, if you care about playing a fun campaign as it was originally envisioned, this is something you simply can't pass up. It is unique. It is part of the DNA of all tabletop role-playing, but especially any version and edition of D&D, OSR, you name it. This is something you have to jump in on. So, yeah, link is down in the description for the Backerkit. Go back it now. What are you waiting for? You've got until April 4th, and then this unique opportunity will be gone. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on if you've backed or if you haven't backed. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. And of course, if you're only seeing this after April 4th and you haven't backed, I guess you're just gonna have to wait until 2026 when the physical products arrive. And then maybe, guess what? You can back the second half of this Kickstarter where you get the remaining dungeon levels. So until then, I am Realm Builder Guy. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you soon.